Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and this was me driving up the mountain in the snow and fog in Estes Park to an Airbnb I stayed at last weekend, and it was a really cool place. It actually had sold for $1.7 million a couple of years ago. So I do this every year. I go up for a work vacation and work on all kinds of different things with my blog and YouTube and real estate, and just go up there myself. This is also me turning around because I could not see where I was going in the snow and fog, and I missed my turnoff, which kind of goes straight up a hill. So we will show you us going up there, and I was actually driving my Audi S4 instead of my truck because my truck's taillights are out, and so that's definitely not good to drive that up the canyon in the snow and fog when your taillights aren't working. But I could have used the truck a little bit going off-roading here. And I'll show you the property. We'll do a walkthrough. I'll talk about my stay. It was one of the best Airbnbs I've ever stayed at. Just not just because the house was cool, but just because of the way it was taken care of, how they had it set up. So the hosts were super nice and texting me all the time, making sure I had everything. So really cool place. There you see it, and the views are amazing out the back. We'll show you during the day too. I'll talk about what I accomplished too, because I'm trying some new stuff that should be pretty cool. I got to my Airbnb. It was kind of a tricky drive in the fog up the mountain in Estes Park here, and we had to climb up that road. So it'd be fine if I was in my truck. I took the Audi because my truck's taillights haven't been working lately, and obviously it's dark out, and that's not a good thing. And then the Audi was smoking just a little bit from the engine bay, which also isn't a good thing. So, but we made it. I might be stuck here for a while, but we made it. And we'll see how it looks. My first time, oh, there's a bear, seeing this at all. So I just opened it up. Oh, there's some lights. I like to pick cool places to stay at for my work vacation, and this place looks pretty cool. Don't know how to work the lights, but it keeps going and going and going. Okay. There's the Stanley Hotel. Stayed there once too. Take my shoes off. This is the cool room. There we go. It's always hard to tell what it's like in pictures, but that's pretty cool. And I booked this real short notice, and so I didn't have a lot available, but what's also nice is it was discounted quite a bit because it's such short notice. I'm gonna figure out where my bedroom is, how this might be the master. Oh, weird. There we go. Cool. And I saw more stuff this way. Kitchen's pretty cool. The last one I stayed out was a house, a cabin like this. It was neat, but it was not, it needed a little bit of work. Oh, there's a garage. Could definitely use that. A good sized garage. And that one also didn't have a view. And this one should have a fantastic view. Not that we can see it very well right now. Oh. Okay. Another almost master bedroom. Look at that. Lights, camera, action. Whoa, that scared me. I don't get scared very easily, but that fireplace coming on with a whoosh, I was like, what is going on? It's kind of wet and snowy out here, so I'm not going to walk out there yet. Oh, we have a grill. But that down there is the west side of Estes Park, and I'll take this view. This will work. Cool. We'll have a lot more of the house here soon. You can see they got a lot of snow here While we're on vacation in Mexico, actually, Estes Park got 30 inches of snow. So there's still some of that left. Not supposed to get too much now, just an inch or two. Last year, I booked an Airbnb that was kind of off the river, and that was similar to our river house. So I decided, well, I don't really need to be next to a river because I already own a house on the river, but I wanted a really cool view for this one. And it has one. It's a little hard to see it at night, but as you can see, it was snowing quite a bit the first night. It actually snowed a few inches, but then it was so windy the next day, it literally blew away in like an hour. But it was really cool to be out in the snow, and yeah, I'm in Colorado anyway, but we really don't get a ton of snow on the eastern slope, whereas the mountains take up most of the snow. And this area had gotten over 30 inches a couple weeks ago. We had a big storm, actually, when we were in Mexico, and where I was at in Greeley, they literally got half an inch of snow. So it's only 40, 50 miles away, but a world of difference climate-wise, that's for sure. And then here was the view the next day. Like I said, after the snow had all blown away, except for some of the snow that was left over from the big storm. And it was a pretty neat area, that's for sure. It's about 2.5 miles south of Estes Park, so not quite in Estes Park, but really close to it. And then you can see the peaks in Rocky Mountains and Rocky Mountain National Park when those clouds disappear, which we'll show you here in just a little bit too. Then you had the sunset, of course, later on that day. Was pretty cool, and just a really neat area, very inspirational. And that's kind of what I wanted, was somewhere very peaceful, no distractions, but then, you know, place where I could also relax at the same time, which is sometimes a little bit hard to do when I'm trying to get as much work done as possible, but still doable. And of course it snowed on the last day too. It snowed pretty good, but not much accumulation because it was pretty warm out. But pretty neat how the snow squalls would move in, get some heavy snow, and then it'd be a nice day again right after that. And after this snowstorm, we had some really cool clouds that moved in, and that was neat to see them rolling along the mountains and hills. And we'll show you the house. Don't worry, that's coming up now. So here is the property, and like I said, it sold for $1.7 million a couple of years ago. I didn't realize that until after I'd booked it and I was here, and I was like, I should probably look this up since I'm a real estate agent and broker and see what it sold for, if it sold recently. And it had looked very similar, except they did change out the carpet. The carpet was very green in the MLS pictures, so it looks much better now. And it's on 4 acres, so I thought I would walk around just a little bit to try and see, you know, where the land is. But it is very mountainy, very rocky. So while it has 4 acres, it's not a real usable 4 acres. But I'm sure if you were a kid and wanted to explore and look around, it would be pretty cool. I thought this house probably had a basement, but it doesn't really have one, just maybe like one storage room down there. I didn't have access to it. Very cool house up there on the hill. Maybe I'll try and stay on that one someday. Who knows? I don't know if it's an Airbnb or not, but that was I kept seeing that house and thinking, man, that'd be a cool place to stay at too. But I think, you know, the house I stayed at last year too did not have a basement either. And basements are very, very common in Colorado. I know they're not as common in other areas, but I'm wondering if it's just the bedrock or why, because you can see it's got a lot of space under there, like it could have a basement, but maybe it does have a pretty big basement down there, just no windows. I don't know. Again, the upstairs main floor were plenty big enough for me, and pretty good time. So there's the road coming up that I was driving through in the fog and snow. It's much easier to navigate during the day when you know where you're going, and it's not foggy and snowy. And the neighbors, those were the closest neighbors. There's a duplex down there, so that not any neighbors very close, which was nice too. The house I stayed at last year was pretty secluded. I think it did have a neighbor kind of close on one direction, but most of it didn't have any neighbors at all. So here's what the house looks like during the day. Like I said, the hosts were just awesome. Texting me, asking me if I needed anything at all. They're like, hey, you can park in the garage, don't worry. But my car was kind of smoking that first night, so I'm like, I don't want to park in the garage and have the place burned down. I'd feel really bad about that. So to do that, I think the car is fine. And then they had so many different things and cool things in here. The Moose right there has a garage door opener on it. They had snacks all over. It was really nicely done with a kitchen and granite and appliances and different things. Plenty of coffee too. So I really, didn't have to bring much with me, although I did just because I've stayed in Airbnbs before that didn't have hardly anything. And the fridge was crazy. This fooled me a couple times. So you open it like that, and then you press the handle, and you open it like that, and the drawer stays in the fridge. And then I was like, what is going on? So I accidentally pulled the handle one time. Like, this is not how this fridge looked the first time. And he gave me a complimentary bottle of wine. I tried it. It was okay. Not my favorite. And then, yeah, this is why I stayed here, because of the living room, the windows, the views, and there are gas fireplaces. So the one I stayed at last time was actually a wood-burning fireplace, so I brought some firewood with me. And it's a lot easier to use gas, but it can be more authentic and more fun to use wood, I guess. Pretty nice just to use a switch and turn it off and on and not worry about the whole lighting a fire and making sure it's out and making sure you don't fill the place with smoke, that sort of thing. I'm going to go upstairs first. I'm a sucker for a good loft, although I didn't really spend much time up here. Like I said, I was here for a work vacation, and I actually brought my entire computer from home with me to work. So I recently got like a gaming computer. It's very powerful to do my videos, uploads, downloads, editing, all of that. And so there's a desk right there on the right. That's kind of the only desk. But I didn't want to be up here without much of a view, so I actually moved an end table down to the living room and set up a chair down there and set my computer up there. I brought a monitor and everything. And their internet was actually faster than my internet in my office or my house. So it was really nice. And I think I ended up making 14 videos for a new course I'm doing on financing real estate. Uploaded them, edited them all, wrote a couple articles for my blog. Did a bunch of work on YouTube, a bunch of other stuff, watched some NCAA basketball. So it was a pretty good time, got a ton of work done. And yeah, this is one of the bedrooms here. If you remember the first night, this is where I was thinking might be the master, but I actually stayed in the other one because I liked it better. This one has a bigger bathroom, a tub, and a shower, decent closet, but the other one had the fireplace and a better view. So I liked that one. 2 bedrooms on the main floor, and then 2 bedrooms upstairs, and it had 3 bathrooms on the main floor and 1 bedroom upstairs. There's a deck, of course, seen that a bunch of times. Really nice view, and pretty quiet. Once in a while you hear dogs barking, a car, or people talking, but not very often. Sound really travels a lot in the mountains, because you could hear people talking and you couldn't see them. You didn't know where they were. They're probably a few blocks away, but it was kind of interesting how fast sound does travel up there. Like I said, I think all this carpet was bright green in those pictures I saw, so it looks a lot better now. And then that was a closet to nowhere. I don't get to go in there. That's okay. And the laundry room had all this stuff. They just went way above and beyond with maps and brochures and different stuff to do. Like I said, I've been in Estes Park a lot, so I didn't even do anything there at all. Just a half bathroom here. Like I said, I had a big garage, so plenty of room for a couple of cars, maybe more if you really wanted to squeeze one in there. And then here was my favorite room to sleep in, at least, was this big bedroom with the vaulted ceilings and crazy view out the back too. I know I don't talk about my coaching much on YouTube, but I do have a couple of programs for people. This new one I'm doing on financing, I just worked really hard on one on finding deals, because that's a huge part of what I do is finding deals. And I usually show my own properties on my YouTube, my rentals, flips, all that. And I've also got my complete blueprint program, which kind of includes everything. And we do calls every month, and I do emails with people, help them analyze deals. So all that's on investformore.com, investformore.com, which is the same name as this YouTube channel. So that's pretty easy. And here's the bathroom. Nice granite. It was a little bit more updated, I feel like, than the other bathroom too. A little bit more modern. Not that that bothers me too much. But it had a bigger shower, nicer shower. And pretty cool place. I was pretty happy with my stay. There really wasn't anything I could complain about here. The other ones I've stayed at, maybe were a little outdated, had some other issues, who knows. This one was super cool, and you could tell the host really cared a lot about it. So it was fun doing the work vacation, fun getting a lot of work done. Of course, I missed my family, but I'm back now, and they may or may not be happy I'm back. I'm not sure, but they're stuck with me anyway. And I set up my Insta360 camera just to do some time-lapse stuff real quick to show the snow moving in and out, and the clouds moving in and out. I'm a kind of a weather nut, so I apologize if you don't like weather or care for it, but here you go. So, all right. We'll have more videos, of course, of my commercial properties, update on the church who moved out of their illegal space. Some of the other units we're fixing up for tenants after some tenants weren't so kind to them. We've got a few flips we're working on too, of course. We'll show those and the updates on those. We're always trying to buy more flips, always trying to buy more rentals. And of course, we've got the laundromat videos, liquor store, all of that we'll update you on as well. So we'll be back. Love to hear what you think, and thanks for watching.